Listen, everybody gather around because today I have a story that will make you laugh, make you cry, and make you look at your own marriage and say, wait, am I missing something? Now, in the village of Ushafa, there lived a young couple. The husband's name was Victor and his wife's name was Comfort. Beautiful woman, hard-working woman, the kind of woman that when she walks into a room, other women straighten their wrappers. But this Comfort had one habit that the entire village could not understand. Every single morning, this woman woke up at 5 a.m. before the birds, before the sun, before sense itself, and she cooked breakfast. Not just any breakfast, proper breakfast. Fried plantain, egg stew, hot pap, sometimes akara, sometimes yam with pepper sauce. Then she arranged everything on a wooden tray, the good tray, not the ordinary one, carried it carefully to the bedroom and served her husband Victor breakfast in bed. Every day, rain or shine, sick or well, 5 a.m., tray in hand, bedroom door open, Victor, your food is ready. My people, the village women heard about it and called an emergency meeting. Mama Chidima, the self-appointed chairman of Village Women's Affairs, stood up first and said, Comfort, my daughter, sit down. We need to talk to you. Comfort sat. Mama Chidima cleared her throat. Is it by force? The whole compound erupted. Is it by force to serve a grown man breakfast in his bed every morning? Does he not have legs? Are his hands broken? Is he a chief? Is he a king? What did he do to deserve this kind of treatment? What did you sign? Show us the paper. Comfort just smiled quietly and said, I just like doing it. The women looked at each other. One of them slowly picked up her wrapper and checked under the table like she was looking for the calabash Comfort had been giving to drink. Because surely no woman in her right mind does this voluntarily. Now, Victor, the husband, listen to this man. Victor worked at the local government office. Ordinary clerk, medium height, average looking, nothing special about him. The kind of man you could pass in the market 3 times and still not recognize him. But because of this breakfast arrangement, Victor had developed a certain condition. The man had become soft, dangerously soft. He woke up every morning expecting that tree. He had stopped using his alarm clock. Why? Because the smell of hot plantain was his alarm clock. He would be sleeping peacefully, nose twitching, and by the time the smell of hot pap reached the bedroom, his eyes were already open and he was arranging his pillow like a senator preparing for a press conference. His colleagues at the office noticed it first. One morning, the office had an early meeting, 7 a.m. sharp. Victor did not show up until 8:30. When he finally walked in, relaxed, shirt properly ironed, his supervisor, Mr. Balogun, looked at him and said, Victor, we said 7 o'clock. Victor blinked and said, Sorry, sir. My breakfast took a little longer today. The plantain was very ripe, so it needed extra time. Mr. Balogun opened his mouth, closed it again, opened it again. Your breakfast? Yes, sir. My wife made egg stew today with extra tomatoes, very thick. You know when the stew is thick, you have to eat slowly or you will waste it. The whole office went quiet. One junior colleague whispered to another, This man is finished. Meanwhile, Comfort had her own reasons for this breakfast routine. Reasons she had not told a single person. Not her mother, not her sister, not even her best friend Ngozi, who could keep secrets the way a basket keeps water. You see, Comfort had noticed something about her husband. Victor, this ordinary, average, nothing special man, every morning when she walked into that bedroom with the tray, right before he sat up properly, in that small window when he was still half asleep, eyes not fully open, hair scattered, face soft, that was the only time Victor ever said exactly what he was feeling. No filter, no pride, no forming. First morning she brought the tray, he looked at her and said, still half asleep, You are the best thing that happened to me. I don't even deserve you. Then he woke up fully, coughed and said, Oh, thank you. Put it on the table. Back to normal Victor. Second morning, Comfort, I was scared when I married you. I thought you would leave me for someone better.
Then he woke up fully and said, "Is that pap?" "Good, I was hungry." My people, this woman had discovered her husband's secret setting, the half-asleep setting where his mouth told the truth, and she was not about to give that up for anybody. So she kept making breakfast. Every morning, 5 o'clock, the good tray, the thick stew. Now, trouble started the morning Victor's mother came to visit. Mama Victor, a woman who raised 6 sons with nothing but a wooden spoon and sheer stubbornness, arrived at their compound on a Tuesday, unannounced, carrying a bag the size of a small canoe. She did not knock. She opened the gate herself, walked straight into the house, settled into the parlor and announced, "I have come to see how my son is eating." Comfort welcomed her respectfully, brought water, brought kola nut, the full treatment. But Mama Victor had heard the breakfast in bed story from the village women, and she was not happy. That evening, when Comfort went to the kitchen, Mama Victor followed her quietly and stood in the doorway with her arms folded. "Comfort." "Yes, Mama." "They told me you serve my son food in bed every morning." "Yes, Mama." Long silence. "Who taught you this nonsense?" Comfort turned slowly from the fire. "Mama, I raised that boy with 6 brothers. Not one of those boys ever received food in bed. Not when they were sick, not on their birthdays, not even the morning after their wedding. Food is on the table. You come to food. Food does not come to you. This is the rule." Comfort nodded. "I understand, Mama. So, you will stop." "I will think about it, Mama." Now that night, listen well. Mama Victor went to her son. "Victor." "Yes, Mama." "Your wife brings you breakfast in bed." Victor smiled. "Yes, Mama, every morning." "And you allow it?" "Mama, I don't just allow it, I enjoy it. Her plantain is very..." "Victor." Mama Victor held up one hand. "Stop. I did not come here for plantain testimony. I am telling you, you are letting that woman carry too much. She is your wife, not your kitchen staff. There is a difference." Victor looked at his mother. Then he looked at the wall. Then he looked back at his mother. And he said something that made Mama Victor blink 3 times in a row. He said, "Mama, I know why she does it." Silence. "You know?" "I know." More silence. "So you have been pretending to be half asleep?" Victor smiled slowly. "Mama, a man has to do something to make his wife think she's discovered a secret. Otherwise, how will she keep doing the thing you love?" My people, Mama Victor stared at her son for a very long time. Then she picked up her wrapper, adjusted it on her shoulder, walked out of the room and went to the kitchen. "Comfort," she said. "Yes, Mama. I take back what I said. Continue the breakfast." Comfort turned around. "Mama, I thought..." "Continue the breakfast. In fact, add akara on Fridays. That boy is more intelligent than I gave him credit for." And she walked straight to her room and went to sleep. Now the next morning, Mama Victor woke up at 4:30, before Comfort, before the beds, before even God's own alarm clock. She went to the kitchen, tied her wrapper tight, and started cooking. Comfort woke up at 5 as usual, walked to the kitchen and stopped at the door. Mama Victor was standing over the fire, frying plantain with the concentration of a woman defusing a bomb. Comfort blinked. "Mama, what are you..." "Go back inside," Mama Victor said without turning around. "I am handling the tray this morning." "But Mama..." "I said go back inside, Comfort. You think you are the only one who knows how to arrange a tray? I arranged trays before your mother was born." Comfort stood there for 3 full seconds, then quietly went back to the room. Now, my people, what happened next? I want you to prepare your hearts. Mama Victor arranged the tray. Plantain, egg stew, hot pap, even added fried fish on the side. Because apparently, if you are going to do something, do it with full power. She carried the tray to the bedroom, opened the door slowly, walked in and set it down beside Victor. Victor was in his usual position, eyes closed, pillow arranged, waiting. The smell reached him. His nose twitched. And in that soft, half-asleep voice, the honest voice, the voice with no filter, Victor said, Comfort, I had a dream about you last night. You were wearing that blue wrapper you wore on our wedding introduction day, and I just stood there looking at you, thinking, how did a man like me get so lucky? I keep waiting for you to realize you married the wrong person, but you never do. And I thank God every day, Comfort, every single day. Silence. Complete silence. Mama Victor stood frozen beside the tray. Victor's eyes were still closed. Then he said, "Is the plantain very ripe today? It smells different." He opened his eyes and saw his mother standing there, holding the tray, staring at him. My people, the silence in that room was so thick you could cut it with a knife and serve it on a plate. Victor sat up slowly. His mouth opened, nothing came out. He looked at the door, he looked at his mother, he looked at the tray, he looked at his mother again. Mama Victor had not moved. She was processing what she had just heard. You could see it happening on her face, like a computer loading a file that was too big for the system. Finally, she set the tray down carefully on the bed, straightened her wrapper, cleared her throat, and walked out of the room without saying a single word. Victor sat there in his bed, plantain untouched, pap getting cold, staring at the ceiling and calculating exactly how many ways his life was about to change. Now, where was Comfort during all of this? Sitting in the parlor, waiting. Because when Mama Victor tells you to go back inside, you go back inside and you wait. She heard the bedroom door open. She heard her mother-in-law's footsteps. She looked up. Mama Victor walked into the parlor, sat down in the big chair, the one she had claimed since day one of her visit, folded her hands in her lap and said, "Comfort." "Yes, Mama." "That your husband?" "Yes, Mama." Mama Victor shook her head slowly. "He has been awake the whole time." Comfort went still. "What?" "Yes, every morning he has been awake, eyes closed but awake, waiting for you to come in so he can say the things he cannot say when he is fully up." Comfort's mouth opened slowly.
"He told me himself last night that he knows why you bring the tray, and that he pretends to be asleep so you will keep coming." Mama Victor paused. "But this morning, when I walked in instead of you, he did not know, and he still talked." She looked at Comfort directly. "He said he waits every day for you to realize you married the wrong person, and he thanks God every day that you don't." My people. Comfort sat there and said absolutely nothing, because what do you say to that? What words exist for that moment when you find out that the man you thought you were quietly observing was quietly letting himself be observed, that he knew and he kept showing up anyway? Her eyes filled up. She looked at the wall. Then she looked at Mama Victor. And Mama Victor, this woman who had raised 6 sons with a wooden spoon and 0 sentimentality, Mama Victor's eyes were also shining, just small, just at the corners. She blinked it away quickly and hissed loudly to cover it. "Don't look at me like that," she said. "I am not crying. It is the smoke from the kitchen. Your firewood is too green." Comfort said, "Mama, there is no firewood burning right now." "I said it is the smoke, Comfort. Don't argue with your mother-in-law." They sat together in that parlor, both of them quietly emotional, pretending to be fine, the way women do. After a long moment, Mama Victor stood up, adjusted her wrapper, she was always adjusting that wrapper, and walked towards the bedroom. Comfort watched her go. Mama Victor knocked on the bedroom door this time. Proper knock. "Come in," Victor said, trying to sound casual, like a man who had not just been completely exposed. Mama Victor opened the door, looked at him. "Your pap is cold," she said. "I know," he said. "Shall I warm it?" Victor looked at his mother for a moment, then he said very gently, "No, Mama, leave it. Comfort will bring a fresh one." Mama Victor nodded once, turned around, closed the door behind her. She went back to the parlor, sat down, looked at Comfort and said, "Go and make fresh pap. The one on the tray is cold." Comfort stood up immediately. "And Comfort," she stopped. "Yes, Mama."
Mama Victor was quiet for a moment, like the words were taking time to find the right arrangement before coming out. Then she said, "Don't ever stop. You hear me? Don't let anybody, not the village women, not your mates, not even me, talk you out of what is working. That boy in there needs what you are giving him. And clearly," she paused, "he has been giving you something back the whole time. You just didn't know the price tag." Comfort stared at her. Mama Victor waved her hand. "Go and make the pap. Why are you standing there looking at me? Go." Comfort went. Now, my people, that morning, Comfort made the freshest pot of pap that kitchen had ever seen. She fried new plantain, she reheated the steel, she arranged the good tray, the very good tray, and carried it to the bedroom. She opened the door. Victor was in position, eyes closed, pillow arranged, waiting. She set the tray down and waited. His nose twitched, his face softened, and then in that quiet, unguarded voice, he said, "Comfort. I don't know what I did right in this life, but whatever it was, God used it to send me you. Every morning I wake up and the first thing I smell is something you made for me. Do you know what that does to a man? Do you know what it means to have someone who..." He paused. Then he said very slowly, "Comfort, are you crying?" Because Comfort was standing there, tray still in hand, tears running freely down her face. Not sad tears, the other kind, the kind that come when love hits you somewhere you weren't expecting. Victor opened his eyes. He saw her face. He sat up fully. "Comfort, you knew," she said. "You knew the whole time." He looked at her. No more pretending, no more half-sleep acting, just Victor, plain, ordinary, nothing special Victor, looking at his wife with an expression that made him look like the most important man in the world. "I knew," he said quietly, "and you kept coming. You should have told me. If I told you, would you have stopped?" She wiped her eyes. "No. Then what would telling you have changed?" "My people." She put the tray down on the bed, sat down beside him, and for a long time they just sat there. No big speech, no Nollywood music, just two people who had been loving each other creatively, one with a tray, one with a performance, finally sitting in the same truth at the same time. Outside the bedroom door, Mama Victor was standing in the corridor, not eavesdropping. She will tell you herself she was not eavesdropping. She was simply standing near the door because the corridor had good air circulation. She heard the silence from inside the room. She nodded to herself. Then she walked back to the parlor, picked up her large bag, the one the size of a canoe, set it down again, and made a decision. She was not leaving yet. She had originally planned to stay 1 week. She extended it to 2. Because listen, a woman who raised 6 sons with a wooden spoon and zero sentimentality deserves to see at least one of them do love correctly. And she was going to sit in that parlor and watch it happen, even if she had to pretend the firewood smoke was affecting her eyes every single day. The village women heard everything. Of course they heard. News in that village traveled faster than rainfall.
Mama Chidima called another emergency meeting. She stood up, cleared her throat and said, "My fellow women, we all comfort an apology." The compound went quiet. We told her to stop. We questioned her. We looked under the table for calabash, but that woman knew something we did not know. She had found a door in her husband that opened only at 5 o'clock in the morning, and she was the only one with the key. One woman in the back said, "So, what are we supposed to do now?" Mama Chidima straightened her wrapper. "We are going home. We are setting our alarms for 5 o'clock, and we are making breakfast." 3 women stood up immediately. One woman said, "But my husband snores until 7. "Then you will stand there and listen to him snore
Until he says something useful, Mama Chidima said. My people, I don't know if that worked for any of those women. That part of the story, the village did not share. Some things are private. But what I know is this. In the compound of Victor and Comfort, the 5 o'clock alarm never stopped. Comfort still woke up, still lit the fire, still arranged the good tray. The only difference was that now, when she opened the bedroom door and set the tray down, Victor stopped pretending. He just opened his eyes, looked at her, and said whatever was in his chest. No half-sleep, no performance, just the truth, delivered the same way she delivered the tray. Without ceremony, without announcement, just placed quietly in front of the person it belonged to. And every morning, Comfort sat on the edge of the bed and listened. Not because she needed him to perform, but because after all of it, the tray, the secret, the discovery, the tears, she had learned that her husband's heart was most honest in the morning. And she was a woman who respected honesty.
My people, the lesson today is simple. In your marriage, in your relationship, find the small door, the quiet moment, the thing that makes your person soft and honest and real. And when you find it, protect it, water it. Don't let noise take it from you. See you in the next episode. Bye!